watch Survivor, and when the show ends, you really want to talk about it with like-minded friends. It might be hard to find some, but don't you shed a tear. Check out the Purple Rock Podcast, and this is what you'll hear. John will make some dumb jokes, Andy likes to yell and curse, and if they're not available, the backup hosts are so much worse. Spend the whole time being jerks, telling you you're wrong, and so we got this other jerk to sing you our theme song. It's the Purple Rock Survivor Podcast.
Welcome to the Purple Rock Survivor Podcast. This week we are talking Survivor 49, Episode 9. I am your host, John, and my co-host this week is... it's Andy. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting you to be here. It's a little awkward that you're still around. Anyway, welcome, Andy. Yeah, it's great that you're here.
Sorry to disappoint.
I'm really excited that you're back and all. Like I don't know if it's coming across in the way that I'm talking, but definitely super happy that you're here.
Still pulled it off better than Christina.
Thank you. Hey, did you like this week's episode?
I think I did. Yes.
Did you?
Yeah. I wasn't clock watching as much. I think there was enough, and I'll get into why as we discuss the episode, that I was engaged. There was outcomes that I wanted to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I mean,
like of the scale of what we've been getting lately, I think
right.
I'm shading on the positive side.
Okay.
I was at the end, I was like, okay, Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, I did do a little clock watching. It was dragging a bit for me, partly because it felt like a very foregone conclusion. And we'll get into later in the episode where it pivoted for me to being like, okay. I mean, I felt from the beginning of the episode that we were going a certain way, but it just, once we hit a certain point, I'm like, okay, let's get to the fireworks factory. And then it was just a matter of like waiting it out until it got there.
I feel like even at the end, we never really got to a firework.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like those little things that you throw on the ground and they pop. It was more like that kind of firework, that level of firework. Yeah, I mean, it was an okay episode, and I'm with you. Like, if we're grading on the curve of the rest of the season, I mean, it's better than the average this season, but the average has been a little low. So, it was fine.
I think what it is at least for the short term here, and this episode from the beginning of the episode, gave me a rooting interest.
Is it your psycho rooting interest from last week?
No, it's that obviously like the most satisfying thing in Survivor is seeing like people that are jerks being punished, right?
Yeah, sure.
So maybe underdogs prevailing over that.
Yeah.
That's not this.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the next most satisfying is seeing shitty gameplay fail.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing shitty gameplay being punished. And this episode starts and I start to see it and I'm like, okay, these fools gotta go. So
well, let's start with one of the very first instances of very shitty gameplay.
Yeah.
Kind of alluded to it in the open of this show, but that reaction when Sophie comes back to camp. Now, like, to some degree, I'm sure that's editing, but man,
I don't know.
It wasn't
Sophie
all editing.
Speaks to it extemporaneously.
Extemporaneously. There you go.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's real. My caveat I'll give this to them, and Christina was the worst for it, but certainly it's written on like Steven's face as well that they just woke up, and I think it's almost like a little bit of truth serum here. They're like, what?
Right. Haven't
like
got their lying face on yet.
Yeah, like if it had been at a mat or something. Like normally this is when people find out about people getting voted out when you're not there.
Right.
Or like if they had been the other tribe that went to tribal council, thus they hadn't gone to sleep, maybe they would have pulled it off a little better. Maybe they wouldn't have been quite so truthful, because that was like the worst possibly ever.
It was up there. I mean, again, as I said, it could have been some editing, but surely there was very much a vibe at that camp, and the vibe was strong. And yes, I think you can explain some of it away by the fact that, maybe they're a little groggy. Maybe they don't have their A games. And, even to some degree, if they were like fine with Sophie being back, being groggy could explain some of that. But I think it's very much that they were like, really didn't think it would be you, because, we were willing to sacrifice someone and it was you. And yeah, it was definitely strong enough that Sophie not only clocked it and told us, clocked it and told some other people. So, yeah.
And then changed her gameplay as a result. Like, no, this was real.
Yep.
How bad? I think it was as real as, like, again, Sophie thinks it's just that real, right? And then other people jump on the opportunity. So yeah, I know. I think this was a raw, unfiltered. Oh my God, I can't believe I lost, MC, my ally, and not even thinking about like, oh, damn, like, okay, yeah, no, I get that would be bad, but what were you hoping would happen? Because it doesn't even really seem like in that moment they're like, oh, we thought it would be Rizo,
Well, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
right?
Is you could that's the easy out. It's just be like, oh, we thought you were gonna take out Rizo, like that's the easy thing. But no, they didn't even take that layup.
Yeah, and full credit to Rizo in this moment, because he does not let it slide, does not give that other side an out, or Sophie an out, or Jawan and Sage an out. He's like, I know, it was unanimous. Actually, we all voted MC. MC voted Sophie.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And he still has his idol?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't, like, let them know. It's like, no, though they completely flipped on MC. Yep. Because that was his plan, right? That's why, like, that we thought actually was a little weird. That it's like, you shouldn't also be dictating the vote here.
Nope.
Like, I can support the idea of you not playing your idol, but just, but no, he's like, no, this will be great, because it's exactly what they talked about.
I know.
Why vote out Sophie? Why do their dirty work for them? And it came to be in ways, I think, like, not even, like, him and Savannah couldn't have seen this. Like, the second you go back to camp, they'll be like, fuck, you're here?
Well, and that's the thing is, unfortunately, great episode for Rizo, right? And there will be more.
Really, really good. That's another thing I get, like, even when I don't like the season, it's like, if I can get some good gameplay, at least I can get some charge out of that. And I feel like I got that out of this episode. Not like God tier, please don't like make it exaggerated, but like enough of like, he's doing really well and the other side's doing super shitty.
Yeah. It was one of those, you hate to see it, because I mean, I'm not into it, but at the same time, this was one of several instances where I was like, you know what? Fuck, grudging respect. Like this, you're doing the right things. You're doing it well. Sigh.
And it's not really like I like that anybody else that much. So it's not like, damn, the person like on the other side. It's like, like we like Sage, but we'll get into that. But it's like, you know what? Fine. If it has to be Rizo, then fine. The Riz God, let's do it.
Oh, yeah, it was a very good move on his part to just like lay it on thick about how it had been unanimous for MC, and that he kept like, he really, I don't know if he explicitly picked up on the vibe and was like, shit, I'm going to lean into this and make it even worse for them. If that was the case, well done, because, it worked out really well. And, we can point to the scoreboard because we know what happened with Sophie after this. But like, yeah, he really tightened the screws there, and it was well done.
And even if he's not picking up on the vibe, like maybe that was his plan, right? Because again, we know that like getting the vote onto MC instead of Sophie was done with intentionality.
Yep.
For this very purpose, that it's like we can further divide cracks. If we just let it be Sophie, great. I'm still here. I still have my idol. We still have the extra vote. That's all good. But the other tribe, the rest of people just go back to normal, right? It's all of us. But by getting them to get rid of MC, there's it could break this game wide open. So maybe he was just like, yeah, as soon as I get back, I'm going to say that without even knowing what the vibe was, right? Because he doesn't want Jawan and Sage to be able to put their spin on it. He wants to isolate those two.
Right. And also, which is why we were talking about last week, how it was insane how much he got his way, right? It wasn't just that he didn't play his idol. Savannah got to keep her vote, and he got to call the fucking shot, which none of those things should have been true. And so then for all of them to be true, he's just playing with house money at this point. I can totally understand with the way last episode went, why this episode went the way that it did. It's like at this point, you're like, shit, I'm riding high. I may as well just keep this theme going.
So that was the first moment, right from the top of the episode. I was like, oh God, these people suck.
Yes.
You can't, and again, giving the kind of grace is you're waking up to this. And it's you're not at your best and all that, but it's you can't be that way. Sophie's supposed to be with you. You should just be bummed absolutely that you lost someone, but not, what are you doing here? It's you can't be that way. And then, next morning, we're bouncing back. Oh God, we still got to deal with the idol, and there's two of them. And so they start talking about a vote split.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Fucking damn it.
I know.
Man, we talked about this last week.
And we'll get into later where there was, and it was because of this, it set up the rest of the episode for me where I'm like, fuck, I can see where it's going. Can I call the exact numbers? No, but I know what's not going to happen this episode, right? Just from that alone, you're like, oh shit. That's
as soon as I hear Christina being so we can put 4 votes on Rizo, I'm like, fuck, you guys got to go.
Yes.
Somebody on this tribe, and I think it's going to happen, obviously, it has to go. So, from then on out, the rest of the episode was actually pretty satisfying.
Yeah. Me. I mean, this was very much Chekhov's vote split, because you're like, oh, they talked about it. No, it's going to happen, though. And so, yeah. But before we get ahead of ourselves here with the vote, let's talk about Sophie. Did your opinion of her change at all because of that, the way she reacted to that totally cold entrance that she got?
Yes, actually. I kind of like the bluntness with which she says things. It's probably not a great approach for Survivor, but as that happens, she calls it out in the moment too, And it's maybe this is how my opinion. Obviously, for the longest, I had zero opinion of this human, to the point where who the fuck is this person?
Right.
And then it's I started maybe she's kind of unpleasant, and I think sometimes that bluntness probably pulls off. Now I think, she's not the most boring person out there anymore.
Well, that's maybe just because the floor has been set very low. I still find her.
She's engaging enough. I don't am I a fan? No. But it's at least she recognized she's in a bad position and tried to do something about it. Again, these are low bars.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching every week, so I need something.
That's true. And I mean, I very much appreciate that she could see that she had no real allies in that group she was in, and actually decided to do something about it, because there's been plenty of people who won't pick up those signals and just march along. I still find her just terribly uninteresting.
She's bad with analogies. That's not great.
This
is not doctorate level Survivor. I'm sorry. I know you have to pump yourself up, but
Well, the analogy game is never anything I'm going to rate, because I roll my eyes at a certain point with the analogies. It's I know Jeff loves them. You have to do them. It's you have to check this box of oh, I'm going to give some fucking analogy at either Tribal Council or the challenge. And Jeff's going to be yes, you are like a kangaroo on an island of penguins. Oh my God, that's the perfect analogy. Just, okay, God, whatever. But yeah, overall, I don't find her interesting. I am glad, much like you, that she actually said something in the moment about wow, guys, I'm really getting this vibe here.
Yeah.
Good on that. That made for more entertaining TV, but I'm fine with not having much Sophie in my life.
I'm fine that we have a little bit more. I'm not ruining all that we lost out from before, It's
right.
okay. Yeah. Again, I found her more interesting, and that is a change in my opinion because previously I had none.
Oh,
You know,
well,
so
you know who also has been finding her more interesting of late? Conspiracy theorists. And for this, I blame you because you decided to share.
I won't just take the blame. I'll take the credit.
That's right. I love that, like, people have chalked it up to our podcast. Like, no. We were sharing a theory that a commenter made on our site that even the commenter is like, I don't necessarily believe this, but, you know, wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, so I guess the conspiracy theory is just out there in the wild now that Sophie was the third cheater that they let survive.
So to update the podcast only people, because I started this journey with you guys, so I guess we should keep it going. Yeah, so as we discussed last week, it had broken containment. There was Reddit posts, people were commenting. It's gone further since then. So we were alerted, a few days before this podcast that like somebody did a YouTube video about the conspiracy and all that. Now, one thing we should note that like it might not all come from us, right? Like there's this stuff that could be out there in different communities, purportedly. Like Andy from a couple seasons ago on some other, Survivor fan cast. I think it's the one that we discovered that has like 12 fucking staffers, which is wild.
Where I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. The one, even the contestants they had from the show, I'm like, who is this?
Yeah, like if he's one, maybe, and then like Bruce, and then literally, there was one like, I don't know this person. And I used to like tell me like a name in a season, I'd be able to know it. But it was like the first boot of some season of recent, and the numbered seasons mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like there's ideas like there was, and like it just stands to figure that perhaps more than two people were chatting it up in Ponderosa, if for no other reason, like in response that, hey, those people are doing it, why not us?
Sure.
But anyway, so they made a video, and then this guy in his video is like, and then like the Purple Rock podcast says, and this is the funny part, and like full credit to. Like, I thought it was actually a pretty well-made video and stuff, right? But he's like, how did they get the scoop? And that's just so funny. It's like, there's no fucking scoop here, folks.
Well, I mean...
Now, credit to that guy. He did actually, unlike the Redditors, listen to our podcast. Listen to the next week's podcast, because he clipped both the one you weren't on and then one that you are, and recognized, oh, okay, there actually is no scoop here.
Right.
But like, he set it up that way, which, hey, good way to keep interest and stuff going on with your video. I see you working, man. But it's like, yeah, and shout out to Stick to the Plan, who originally posted this thought out. He's like, the scoop is my head, man, my brain.
Yeah, he was like, this would be funny. But
now, like, MC is commenting on it on whatever social platform. I didn't really bother to look which one it was.
Sure.
It's like people are asking survivors, is this true? Was there a cheater? And look, man, maybe different people have different thoughts at different times. Like, maybe they didn't come, but I just love the idea that this, silly little thought exercise that spun from, hey, why was Sophie, not featured at all? Put it together in a well-made way, and we share it, and now like it's happening.
Yeah,
it's gonna live, man. There are people who will never not be convinced that there was a third cheater.
And again, just ignoring Occam's razor, which is that Sophie's just not interesting. Like that's
and
the
she was
easiest
completely
possible explanation.
Plot irrelevant, and that entire tribe was uninteresting and plot irrelevant. Which as things have been shaking up, it's not hard to imagine that. None of them will really factor into the end game, other than possibly Christina as a patsy, which I think actually will happen next week.
See, I think now, though, we just need to lean into this. We got to just keep pumping out the insane conspiracy theories so we can start, attracting.
I'm saying, like this is us. Maybe this will be our hook, man, every season.
Let's just attract all the worst Reddit Survivor people. And, the ones that are convinced that, like, all these boring characters have, like, super complex and interesting stories that the show just, like, hid from us. Like, how dare they? Those
Not
assholes in production.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff specifically. Yeah, like, Jeff's in the editing booth. Like, no. Cut her out. I don't want her to seem interesting.
She said something about the fruit. Leave that part, though.
Yeah. Hang out there to dry.
No, I'll say, yeah, like I had that thought too. It's like maybe this is just a thing we do to keep driving interest, keeping the conversation. Except that like our download numbers were the same last week as they were before.
Also,
This is a beautiful thing. It's just like nobody's fucking listening to what we actually said.
well, and that's the other thing that you and I had said a long time ago is like, I'm not out here to chase a certain audience. Like,
No.
I'm sure there are things we could do to grow the number. I just like the type of people that we have. I'm perfectly fine with keeping those types of people.
Yeah.
So
the number is fine. What we do, like, I need it to be a number. Like, if it was, barely anybody listening, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here, man?
Right.
Maybe we should just pick up the phone and call, right? Like, so an audience is important, but I don't really care about growing it. Honestly, enough things have been out there in the world and social media and all that shows that, like, you're not getting happier with the bigger the audience, If we genuinely were attracting conspiracy theorists and all that, we'd be fucking miserable.
yes,
really.
we would. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
if they start commenting and stuff,
this. The
and they
worst.
would not really enjoy the experience if they actually bothered to listen to the podcast because we would be making fun of them.
Yep. So instead, let's talk about things that actually happened. One of which was that for the second fucking week in a row, Rizo held on to his idol. Now, again, these are people who were just in a very small group with him, saw him hold his idol in a group of 5 when it was clear that he should have been the vote, right? And
in fact, just quick correction. You said second week in a row. Third.
Oh, technically, yeah, right. Okay.
Right? Like,
But
it was less danger there, and like he thought he
Yes.
was ahead, but he pulled it out and said he was going to play it.
True. So this week, he holds on to his idol again. Now, once again, I'm going to ask the same question as last week. Is this a smart move or is he just lucky?
Yeah, obviously there's a luck involved always. But like I was getting at this week, and this week I'm even more convinced of it. He's reading the signals correctly. You got to give him some credit there.
Well, and this is my theory on this. Like, I'm going to love it, by the way, when people credit this to you, because it makes me laugh every time it happens. Okay, here's my theory. You can call me Andy. My theory on why this is happening. I think Rizo has recognized that these people are fucking terrified of risk, and he isn't.
Yes.
And he's exploiting that, which is honestly a pretty great fucking strategy. Like, again, I said earlier, I don't like him, but I can't hate the game. Like, this is a smart thing to attempt when you've got such conservative players. Like, well, shit, you slam the gas and see what the fuck they do. And he keeps doing it. And it's like, okay, well, until if they keep playing scared, fine, it's going to keep me in the game.
Yeah. Frequently, some of my favorite Survivor play of all time is when somebody's like, you know what? No, I'm ready for this. I'll do it. I'll accept the risks, but I'm going to go for it. And as a result, they win. Like, that's used to be how rock draws were always not happening.
Yep.
Is one group, it's like, we've got the balls to do this. And the other group's like, we really do not.
Mm-hmm.
And then you win, right? And he's doing that. And it also helps, like, in the episode, he does explain, like, he isn't necessarily always going to keep hitting, maybe he's done it at 18, but maybe if he gets to 20, he'll stay. Like, there seems to be, like, at 8, if we're then 4-4 and we have the numbers and all of that. So, like, it does feel like, if I can get by this one, then it'll get me through the next. Frankly, going into this week, I assumed he would not need to play his idol, but I thought it was because people were going to do the proper vote split and then lose to the extra vote.
So did I. So instead, let's talk about what actually happened.
But yeah, just real quick, my answer is I think it was a smart play. I think it was based on the reading of the people in the room. And that's
right.
one thing that, when you're judging it from afar, that's what we do here. I'm not criticizing the idea, but he's there.
Yeah.
He's seeing how these people are, and I don't have a hard time believing that he was able to accurately read Jawan and Sophie.
Yeah. I mean, I grudgingly give him credit. I do think he made some good reads, and I do think one of them genuinely is that he's realized these people are cowards. They're not going to take risks. And if you know that, you can you can plan your strategy to counter their numbers advantage. And that's exactly what happened, right? So as we noted,
and actually,
earlier,
one more credit for him before we move on. It's not just that he's reading the room and knowing not the idol. he's actually maximizing his opportunities, both in this phone we talked about it earlier. Like, he didn't just like, yeah, let's just pick whoever. He didn't just say, yeah, let's lose Sophie last time. And even here, like, he identified, whether it's true or not, but in his mind, Alex as one of the more threatening players on the other side because he's trying to build connections and all that. So it wasn't just good enough that it's like, I can get by without playing my idol and just live with whoever the other side puts votes on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he picked out who he most wants to leave and made it happen.
And again, he shouldn't be able to call that shot, but
No,
it did. He did, and it worked again.
he's governing as though he has a majority.
Which
is a thing that people from other countries would understand that reference.
No, I just can't imagine what such a thing would look like.
You don't even know what it's like governing when the side you voted for does control all levers of government.
Yep.
It's like, oh, no.
No, when that happens here, we just shrug and be like, oh, I don't know what we're supposed to do.
We need bipartisan support.
Yep. Sigh. Instead, though, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, we got that, like, Chekhov's vote split, right? Like, Christina brings it up real early to Sophie of all people, Blue Sophi of all people. And then, they decide they're going to flush the idol. Now, here's the moment for me where I was like, fuck, we're doomed. Because what should have happened, right? They have two targets. They've got Savannah and Rizo. And they're like, okay, well, that's the vote split because, we want one of those two gone. Now, Savannah winning immunity should have forced a decision on them, right? Like, that is the point where you just say, shit, we got to roll the dice. We got to go all in on Rizo, right? Now, like, even looking at how the vote broke out, Rizzo's side still could have forced a tie if they used Savannah's extra vote. It would have been 5-5. 5-5? Yes, 5-5. Or, they could have played Rizzo's idol. Like, that is a risk.
Your numbers are wrong here.
Whatever. The point is, they could have tied
most at the other side, if you're counting Sophie as that group, would be 4. Now, unless you're counting both Sophies, then yes, 5.
Yes, both Sophies.
But then there would be a 5. Yeah, that's how you get to 5.
That's what I'm saying. And an extra vote from Savannah. So, problem is, they don't want to take that risk. Like, at some point, they're going to have to take the risk, and they keep punting. And then if you punt long enough, well, now guess what? The game has flipped, and you're on the bottom, and the other side has hit the gas, and you're left behind. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Because as soon as Savannah won immunity, there was no discussion, and I didn't expect there to be any discussion of like, okay, shit, we have to take the shot and hope that Rizo is not going to play it, right? Like, we've seen 2 weeks in a row him not playing it. Have to fingers crossed that he doesn't play it this time and we can take him out. They don't even know about the extra vote for Savannah, so like they couldn't calculate that in as part of their risks. So in theory, they could just be like, shit, all right, we got, well, they assume 6, but 6-3, really 5-4.
Well, yeah, at
we
that
gotta
point,
take
because
this
no
shot.
longer counting us, Sophie. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, and there's the thing, like, or even alternatively, no vote split at all, but not Rizo, right? Like, you could just try to get him to play an idol without voting on him at all, but they tried the worst of all options, which is not really going after him, but also splitting it up, even though, like, your split is weak because the original split idea included one of your current targets and person that you like. Going back to our earlier discussion, made her feelings pretty plain about the way you guys were responding to her.
Yep.
Like, you're not dealing from a position of strength here, and yet.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is really what they needed to do was rally support and just be like, look, this is our common enemy. Like, Rizo is the one that we need to take out, so we just have to come together for this vote. And they didn't do it. And I was like, well, I just know how this episode's going from here on out. So
yeah, and for me, like, it was less disinterested because I knew how it was going, and more like, I want to see this fucking happen. Because they just...
you wanted the consequences.
Yes, they insulted me, my sense of like proper play and stuff. But like seriously, as soon as Christina is like, well, let's put 4 votes, I'm like, I'm fucking out.
Yep.
Because like you don't like again, and we don't actually hear her entire vote split discussion. I believe this discussion was with Steven, or maybe Alex. Like this is before she even talked to Blue Sophi. Maybe it was 4 votes, including Sophie, and 3 votes on Rizo. Although if you're including Sophie, I don't suppose you don't need 3 votes.
Mhm.
That's the thing. It's like you can't put fewer than 3 votes on anyone because there's 3 people on the other side.
Yes.
But they didn't think so. They thought they could get Sophie, and it's like, okay. I mean, I'm not there, but like a fact that we do know is that the last time Sophie could vote, she voted against you guys.
Mm-hmm. And it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
In real game time. So it's not like a distant memory.
I understand there's probably been some bonding. I am like, you guys ate a meal together. I imagine when we were over there watching the other people who were going to tribal council do their thing, that Sophie did some bonding. There's probably some credit that needs to go to Sophie for making them think that. But I gotta say, I still would not include such a person on so delicate a plan.
Right. Exactly. And to be essentially a pivotal part of it, because you can't have a single defector. Like, you can't risk that. So,
like, if you want to do it so that it's 3-3, and then maybe she'll be a nice little 4th, and you can bring her in the last moment, like, not even tell her a vote split's happening, but we're voting for Rizo.
Yep.
Which could be great. If she's a double agent, she tells Rizo and he plays his fucking idol.
Which is what you wanted anyway, but nope.
But to assume that, like, no, we're going to tell her everything before we even know who's immune. And because, of course, she'll be in on this. We have this great offer of her being able to survive 2 votes. Like, it's just such shitty gameplay. And it was from that instance, like, okay, I need this side to lose because they insult what I feel should be happening. Yeah. And I got that. So that's why I enjoyed the episode.
Well, let's talk too about some disappointments from that side, because I mean, Jawan and Sage are set up in this episode as like, oh, they're a power duo. They're running things. They can call shots. They fucking blew it, man. Like, it's so badly. And I want to give credit to Sage because I like her, but at the same time, like, realistically, you fucked it. This was terrible. Jawan similarly, like, what is this? I don't, unless Jawan is secretly in with Savannah and Rizo, like, I don't think he could be helping them more. Like, he's doing more work for them than just about anybody. And it's amazing. Like, for a guy that is like telling us, oh, I gotta take out Savannah, gotta, make these big moves, whatever. Man, you're really doing the work for them. You're just working so hard.
It's not just that he's failed to vote out Rizo every time he's had an opportunity to. It's that for the past 2, he's also ended up doing what Rizo wanted him to do.
Yep.
And they had such capital, right? They made that flip on Shannon. Changes things up and enough plausible deniability. Then when you get to the merge, that tribe welcomes them back and then uses it now, power position, to flip and concedes and votes out Nate. Right?
Yep.
And look, man, I get it. Okay, there's more than the others and all that. But both of them seem very clear that they knew that they needed to make a bigger move, whether it be Rizo or Savannah. I think they both also knew that, like, if we take that shot, we're going to get it. But they couldn't convince the other group. Okay. No. So then you have this other, and now, like, so that was the moment, and they had a chance. I feel like they probably still had a bit of a chance last week, and now they have no chance. Like, I don't know, like, maybe Sage can be enough of, like, a solo player, and I'm not saying Rizzo's necessarily winning the season, right? So it's like there's probably movement. I don't know if I see it. Jawan has no chance at all. He's done in this game. And it's like all they have now after voting out MC and then voting out Alex is like kind of getting back to being the fourth and fifth person of the alliance of Uli that they were
started
like,
with. Yeah.
Yeah, that this was whole reaction to that they're like, oh, well, they've kept us on the outs. Well, I'll show you. That's what, was so exciting about Shannon. And I do think that probably something that's happened these past two votes is they don't like Savannah.
Right.
But they haven't been able to vote out Savannah.
Sure.
So like when that's happening, he's like, okay, well, no, Rizo, at least the idol. And they're kind of like, I think Jawan likes Rizo still. I don't think he ever didn't like Rizo. So like that's all I can figure is like, if Savannah was available to be voted for, I feel like Jawan would have been hyped to do it.
Yeah.
But when it's like, okay, well, we should get rid of Rizo, or if not, maybe let's get rid of Sophie. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
and then I guess he just does what Rizo says.
I'm with you in that I think if Savannah's available, I think Jawan and Sage expend the social capital and take really push to be like, no, this has to be the vote because they rolled over on it before, and this time they would have to. I like to believe that they would have that in them, at least one of them.
Yeah. At the very least, we don't have the evidence that they wouldn't.
Right, exactly.
And they're talking about it before she wins immunity and that sort of thing.
But yeah, I mean, once Savannah's off the table, they're like, okay, well, we can't take the shot that we actually want. So now we're just going to settle for whatever. And the whatever they settled for was rough. Like, why? What was that?
Yeah. And then this is like just trying to like armchair psychology, that. But I think maybe what like once like from the second swap, when Jawan learns that like Shannon's targeting him and that the other tribe, that he was just on, the one that he was like feeling kind of ride or die about, like he wouldn't flip with Jason, he wouldn't flip with Matt. He's tricking, them to keep them from going on, that journey or whatever. Mm-hmm. That like probably felt like damn, like duped. Like people were leading me on. I thought one thing and that's the other, and I'll show them. Like that, it really feels like a lot of like his motivations from that point were a little spite driven, which I can respect. That's fine. Sure. I think all of Sages are spite driven, by the way.
Right. Which is great. This is why I respect her. Yes.
But then, so he does that, and so he's amped, he's ready. Like, he said, we should get rid of Rizo. He's got the idol. That's dangerous, and we have the chance. Savannah, or Sage was like, we have to get rid of Savannah. I can't stand her. Like, that's where they were at, right? And they were both right. For like those were much higher value targets. But then that side's like, no, we should just play it safe. Let it be Nate. And then at that point, John's like, okay, fine. That's sure. I'm just in with this group. We need that. I think he liked, like, every interaction we ever saw with him and Nate seemed fine, right?
Yep.
So he does that. He sacrifices, the one person within Red that he knew he had a really good relationship with. Again, I think he probably had a decent one with Rizo, but he just recognized that Rizo was dangerous. And then so we get into the second part, and he finds out MC lied about, the idol. And he finds out that Sophie's trying to target him, and I think he just felt like, well, the Red group. I flipped on that Red group because they made me feel stupid. That I was, they didn't, care about me. They were all this. And now I flipped over here, and you guys are the same. So that if that could be why it's like, you know what, you're right. MC is playing me for Nate. I'm gonna vote her out. Yeah. You're right. Alex is playing both sides. Fine, I'll just vote him out. Like, I can't vote out the person I want, which is Savannah. And those people are doing to me what I thought you guys were doing to me. And then it's just like, that's the closest thing I can do to make it seem like I'm taking control over something.
So your theory is that he got burned by both the Red tribe and then the Yellow tribe. And he's like, I know, I'll take it out on one of the two Blue tribe members left.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at that point, Alex is kind of yellowish anyway. Like, he'd been with them the whole time. Because, voting out MC has never made any sense to me. Like, you're mad at her because she told you something. Just vote out Sophie, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
So then, he does that again with Alex, and it's like, oh, it seemed like when Rizo was saying to him, oh, man, he, whatever, Rizo shared, which actually was largely what Alex had said to Rizo.
Yeah, it was not a huge lie.
And then he embellished just a bit, which he admits, right? Good on Rizo. like that really seemed to like strike Jawan. Like, oh man. So like I think at that point he just probably felt a little sense of betrayal from Alex
Mm-hmm.
and did something about it. Whereas like maybe as this time has gone by, he's like, maybe Rizo never did betray me. Like, why did I believe that in the first place?
Yep. So let's talk about Alex, because do you think this was basically he set up his own undoing?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that's also satisfying.
It is.
Frankly, again, my guy Rizo, Riz God. He says it on the way, like when Alex says it on the way out, it's like, I guess that's what I get for playing both sides. And Rizzo's like, at least you know it. It was like, damn it.
I mean, again, correct reads. He's like, if he's telling everybody he's loyal to them, then he's loyal to no one, which, yes, again, correct. I fucking hate giving this guy credit, but like, yeah, he's right.
Let it wash over you.
No. The one thing is, I'm not at all disappointed about losing Alex. Like,
no, we've been wanting that to happen from the beginning.
He has just felt very fake and all about appearances all along. I just had bad vibes. And so, yeah, like I think, people saw that he was just playing a role. Well, Rizo at least saw that he was playing that as a role and was like, nah, not this guy. And
it rang true enough for other people, like Jawan and Sage.
I mean,
go ahead.
Similar vibes to the Shannon thing, right? Where everybody's like, oh, she seems like she's really into you, right? But like, is she though? And same sort of strategy here, where this time it was flipped on to Alex and it worked. People were like, yeah, you know what? You're right. He does kind of come off as less than genuine.
Yeah, and it's like obviously, like we were out on this guy as soon as we learned what he does for a living.
Yep.
And it kind of feels like that is what undid him. This I'm just gonna play both sides, politics, blah, blah, blah.
Bipartisanship. Nope.
Yeah. Nope. You got to pick a side, man.
That's right.
And we want people who will fight for one side. And again, I truly don't know, what he does. Like, again, maybe he is like trying to push his 89-year-old senator into action or whatever, or state rep. I can't even remember what level they were at, but I think I know,
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I just, again, I'm probably reading way too much into him, but I also wouldn't be surprised if I'm completely right.
The very least, it helps craft a little neat narrative in our heads.
Yep.
And thus, man, see ya. I'm not going to miss you.
We're all about the neat narratives. That's why we endorse conspiracy theories.
Exactly.
All right. There's one other scene that I feel like we have to comment on, which is that, we got Blue Sophi connecting with Savannah, right? Like they're having their moment. They're bonding now, right? And Savannah is like, all right, I have to tell you something. It's huge. And I haven't told anybody this. And I'm like, oh shit. Like what could she reveal?
Yeah, she already told her about the extra vote.
Right. I was like, oh man, is there something else? Like, are we about to like, oh, she's found a hidden immunity that we never saw? No, she's revealing her fucking job. And now like the bar is so low on jobs that we're hiding, right? You were a local TV news reporter. Like no one under 65 watches fucking local TV news. And like no one's going to recognize you. I don't think people even would necessarily believe local TV reporters are super rich. Like meteorology, now that's where your money's at. But like, man, woman on the street reporter, nah. I mean, I don't think the impression would be that you're just raking it in. And I can't imagine what the skill set is that you would think people would be intimidated by. Yeah. You can talk to a camera. Like
you can speak well and thus be a threat in front of a jury, I believe is the justification Savannah gave.
But again, like
it's
really
so it's amazing. So first off, I'll just say, unless they're in their 60s, I doubt I could recognize a single local broadcaster. Like somebody, like, and again, I don't even know if there is somebody in their 60s, but if they're 60s, then they were doing it back when like that fucking mattered. So maybe I'd be like, oh, hey, that guy's still in the game. What's his face, Yeah. Otherwise, I fucking know. I don't watch the local news.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if it was someone that, from back when there were 3 TV channels in their end of career, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've probably seen that person like once or twice in my life.
Yeah, like the
okay.
national guys I can talk about because, when like we have an election every few years, I'll check it out then. And flip between channels.
But yeah,
man. No, that was beautiful because that's like, as it was happening, I was like, man, it would have been so hard if like this is like I'm in that conversation. I'm Sophie in this conversation, and it'd be like, oh, quick question. Why did you feel the need to lie about this?
What was even her fake job? Was it like marketing or something?
Maybe, yeah.
But again,
which frankly, like, how is that less or more?
I was gonna say, I feel like that's actually more of a threat. I feel like, oh shit, you're like good at persuading people. Like it's a big part of marketing. Like a reporter, you're probably just sitting there and telling us what's happening behind you on camera. Like, well, I'm standing in front of a car accident. Like, I mean, I could see that. If you actually stood like 3 steps to the right, I'd see it even more clearly.
Yeah, like, I'm not worried about what you'll do in Final Tribal Council because you don't have somebody else's words to read.
Nope, exactly. There's no teleprompter for you. I'm not really concerned.
Like, and frankly, like, we have a different one. We'll get into it pretty quickly, but like a thought I had would be like top 3 jobs that you actually need to lie about on Survivor,
right?
Category, and like this, we don't do our lists about the show, so like even that is borderline. But others like the top 3 like worst jobs that people have lied about, like a job, and this has got to be right up there. Like salesman is still number 1 because like. Most people are salespeople.
It's so funny.
It's like one of the most common jobs.
It's like, I used to work retail. I can't let them know.
But anyway,
good at lying about how you look in clothes. Oh no.
But what I fucking love about this is it just reveals so much about Savannah and that insane person she is.
Yes.
Because she genuinely believes that being, a Telecaster reader makes her hot shit and everybody would know it. Of course I can't tell people about that. I would be the number 1 threat. I'm always the number 1 threat. I'm amazing. Like she said stuff like that in this episode. And it's just like, oh my God, you are amazing. For the reasons you think.
Yep.
But, and like
the other thing that I like is that, I think probably more accurately at least in England, you can tell me what they call them in Canada, but like they call them newsreaders, like the actual anchors. We'd call them anchors. Yeah. Okay. Same.
Our language is largely based on yours, but with an extra U every once in a while.
Yeah.
No, this she's amazing. When you were at Tribal Council and she's like, I'm just so glad that I made it uncomfortable for everybody by my extreme awesomeness. It's like, oh my God, you psychopath. And this is pointed out in comments, I believe, by Ms. Sweater Fan, and it's so real true. The way she just her huge fake smile when like people are saying things that are making her upset, it's just amazing because her eyes are still like fucking trying to kill you, but
you
the fake smiles are there. Yeah. Oh, like I hope she was like that in casting. Or like that's the energy we need. I don't know why she would have been like that. Maybe somebody said one thing like, "Really, you're gonna lie about being a newscaster? I mean, who the fuck cares?" And then big smile. I can see why you would think that. Meanwhile, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. But never sleep well again. What the fuck? And like in her mind, like again, this is even an act. That's probably also why I'm fascinated by it. This is her true psychosis.
Yeah.
Is that like she's like, okay, this is the moment. This is the moment where I clinch this. I'm going to reveal my deep dark secret. And I truly, like, again, full credit to Sophie. Like, thank you for sharing that with me. It's like, okay,
right.
Like, is there something more?
What am I gonna do with this?
Yeah. Wait. Like, did you sue for a lot of money? Or are you a Fox News correspondent? Like, I just a person who's on a low-rated TV show?
Right.
That's the thing you thought you needed to hide from? Frankly, it would have given us something interesting to talk about. We have a real NASA guy here. That's something more legitimate, but we can talk about it. Whereas you just... They still do that? Is it news still a thing?
It's so bad. Yeah, right. Like for the average listener of this podcast, could you name a local news reporter? And I want to be even clear, like she's saying reporter, and I mentioned anchors earlier, which is a slightly different job, but they'd be more, anchors would be more recognizable. Could you name a local TV news reporter? I'd challenge anyone listening. If you could name more than one, and even one is dicey, but if you could name more than one, I'd be stunned.
Yeah, like, you're not Murphy Brown, lady. Like, who fucking cares?
What a reference. Oh, the youth are going to...
Also, Murphy. In our audience, if you know what... Now, look, we have some, like, pretty old people in our audience.
That's true. The Murphy Brown fans are like, yes, finally.
Thank you.
We're making references I understand.
That was our Will McAvoy before Will McAvoy.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if you get that reference.
I barely. I mean, only from, like, clips that have been put online. Yeah.
I think I watched the pilot, like, I'm going to say it. And then, yes, I mean, come on. The Coldplay playing and all that.
Yeah. So let's switch some gears, because you did mention we have a NASA guy on this show. He got some time to shine in this episode, and they were like, "Hey, man, tell us some facts," and he's like, "Yes, this is what I was born to do." So he's just like,
and clearly something he does around camp.
Yeah, he's just gonna sit there and tell him space trivia, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, of all the things that could happen in one of those challenges, because I'm thinking back of things that have happened where
like fucking Gabler naming.
That's what I was just thinking, is like Gabler's just saying random shit that I'd be like, oh my God, please shut up. I think once upon a time Christian was going on about Survivor. I mean, like, we're all playing Survivor. I think that would be at least like, oh, okay, I can listen to that. But this one's up there though. Like, if you're sitting there telling me about space, I'm like, all right, I'm engaged. I'll just ignore the fact that my core muscles are on fucking fire right now, and I'll listen to some space facts. Great.
I found it charming.
Yeah, me too. And again, it is who he is. Like, he's super passionate about that. It feels genuine. So, in honor of Steven's genuine passion for space, I think this week we do a top 3 about space travel stories. Now, you specifically, you wanted to do space travel stories, and you left it at that. So there's a little flexibility in here. We could do just about any sort of media that happens to be about space travel. Yeah.
Did you do any songs?
I did not.
Okay, because I think we've done songs about space.
Yeah, I think we did.
And then we stayed away from or no, maybe we did stars, but not.
Oh, that's what it was. That's why.
But not the sun. That was it. Yeah. So we could have, but I also don't have songs. I wanted to keep it open because it's like, I know I'm asking for a lot when I ask you to name 3 whole ass movies.
Exactly.
So, and then there's also like a one that we share. Speaking of, like, the one that I brought up as an example, like, is that on your list?
I like that you expect that I remember what there was that like 8 hours ago you told me. You think I remember what the fuck you said?
You could have read it right before. It wasn't like I didn't send it through one of those secret apps where it dissolves or anything.
You just put it in one of your nudes that you regularly send me. It was just written on your body.
Do you have a TV show on your list?
Oh shit. No, I did not. Nope.
Okay, so then I'll go with my honorable mention.
Hell yes.
My top 3 are all movies.
Okay.
I decided, just to make it easy, apples. Also, for the movies, I decided to go, like, I guess what you'd call hard science fiction.
Okay.
But more just like movies that are actually about space travel versus like finding aliens or anything like that.
We might have some overlap then.
Yeah. But my honorable mention is the television series For All Mankind.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, which is one of our jams.
It's so good. It's so good that it's not very good, but it's so good.
It's both in there because, like, it's a TV and the other things there, it's hard to compare. But also because, like, when it first started, it's like, this is good. Like, for the first season, I think for sure. Second season there. And now it's really not that good, right?
No.
Like, it is gone.
Yeah.
Full batshit. But it's still, like, some of that ends up being like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I am seeing for the next season. I'm pretty sure it's the final season. Hopefully. Like, that fucking guy's got to be 102 or something, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this show's on Apple TV for those that don't know. A real quick plug. Apple TV is the best streaming service when it comes to quality, like, programming.
That's true. The hit ratio is pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, part of the reason why their hit ratio, like they can have strong efficiency, is that they do not, like, not a lot of field goal attempts, right?
Nope.
They do not have a lot of shows. Like, if you're like, I'm only going to subscribe to so many, like, you're going to run out of content pretty quickly. But, like, for the best shows, and here's the thing, like, they don't advertise. It's just like, I don't fault you if you don't know about it. Like,
Right.
you probably heard of Ted Lasso and the one where they're in an office in the mind and all that. His name escapes me. Adam
Silo?
Scott. No.
No.
The big one where Adam Scott, indies and outies
Severance.
and all that. Thank you. So you probably heard of those two.
Sure.
Yeah, all the awards. But no, like they have a lot of great shows. So the trick is, and this is one of them, For All Mankind, is like you subscribe for a short time. If you buy any Apple products, they'll probably give you a few months for free. For longest, that's just how I did it. It's like, hey, I got a new iPhone, so guess who's watching Apple? And then just fucking watch like all 4 seasons of For All Mankind.
Look, there is no better show for like when the stupid shit goes down. Like we will just jump in, all caps messages to each other, like,
Yes.
oh, the stupid shit, and we're like very excited about it. It's great for that.
Yeah.
Like, don't go in expecting like this is some Emmy award-winning TV. No, fuck that. It's
Again,
fun. It's a fun fucking show.
I'd say like first season, like you would have been legitimately nominated for best drama, and that's more focused on getting out to space and all of that.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I don't know how I want to spoil it.
Yeah, that's the thing is don't spoil it because just know.
But there is like a moment where it's like, oh wow,
man,
we're doing this.
I desperately
fucking rules.
I want to say the thing so badly that
in
said
comments. Maybe we'll do
it as soon as it happened in the group chat, and it's like I know all the rest of you had the same thought, like, oh shit, it's happening.
And then it decided, we're gonna be that, and God bless. Like again, like sometimes it's like, what the fuck? This show used to be legitimately good.
Nope, they just took a hard left turn, and we're like, yep, we're on board. Let's go for this ride.
So that's my honorable mention. Do you have one honorable mention?
I do. Mine's a book actually, and it's A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. Space travel, technically true in that you're traveling through time. It's not necessarily a story. It kind of is. I mean, it's the story of the existence of time and why it exists and how it came to exist. Like, good book. And like astrophysics is sometimes really fucking hard to read. Like, you have to have someone who is both incredibly good at astrophysics, but also able to explain it in a way that dummies like me can read it and be like, fuck yeah, this is cool. And Hawking threaded that needle pretty well with that book.
All right. So I'll go with my number 3. Again, like these are all movies. These are all movies centered around like space travel versus space adventures, whatever.
Yep.
So over number 3, I'm going to go with First Man, which is a Damien Chazelle movie starring Ryan Gosling about Neil Armstrong.
Oh.
And his life, and then obviously, going to the moon. And
sure.
I did not watch it when it came out. Just kind of missed it. It's probably a little long. But then I checked it out on a plane. Mm-hmm. And honestly, sometimes that works because like there's some intense space travel stuff going on. It's pretty claustrophobic. I don't know if you know this, but it was kind of dangerous what they were doing. So it was actually not a bad environment on a plane. I think at one point I was even in some turbulence. So very real.
Wow.
4D type thing. And I'm like, this is actually pretty good. I made sure to watch it again, with my wife later. So yeah, it's a solid movie.
All right. Well, you're going to be surprised. Mine is actually a movie as well. My number 3 is The Martian because it's just a fun story. The science is pretty good. I mean, it's a movie, so they're going to do some things, but like it's got poop potatoes. There's like, some actual work went into like, oh, what would roughly approximate like the things that could and could not be done on Mars. It's like, yeah, this is pretty fucking cool. So I really enjoyed, plot wise, it was fine. To me, the plot was just a story to advance like, oh, here's the cool things that we could theoretically have happen if in this scenario on Mars, which is an insane scenario, but like, this is how it could potentially play out. And I was like, oh, this is fascinating for that.
Yeah. My number 2, I went with Interstellar.
Oh, shit. Also my number 2.
There we go. Well,
Yeah,
let's
okay.
talk about it. Weirdly, I actually I think I just saw this for the first time finally this year. It was one of those where I just kind of missed it the year it was out. And I was like, oh, it's kind of long. I missed it in theaters. And everybody made such a big deal. It's like, you need to see this in theater. Obviously, you probably weren't involved in that decision at all. And so then when I didn't get around to it. But yeah, man, people are right. It's a fucking good movie, man.
Yeah, and again, like the actual like physics of it, legit. Like because again, I like reading that kind of shit. And so I read some like physicists' take on the movie, and like they actually consulted with real ass physicists, and like they got the science pretty correct. Like a bunch of the physicists were like, all right, shit, you know, this is not the normal Hollywood route of just being like, no, that won't work for our plot. Let's change how the universe works.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good stuff.
Like, so yeah, they do get into the nitty gritty of the space travel, as you say. You know, the physicists come out and said that. Also, you would know this, but it's kind of changed a lot of like how cinematic, like how they handle things like wormholes and stuff. Like other movies now is like, I guess we got to do it like Interstellar because that's what people know.
That's the point of
but
reference.
It's also like a deeply emotional movie. At the core of it is about the relationships and all that. So yeah, no. Good stuff. Since I stole your number 2 and all your fire, I'll just say my number 1 is The Martian. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I've already watched it like multiple times, like at least 3, maybe 4. Which with newer movies, that's more rare.
I mean,
for me.
I've seen it twice, but that's because I have kids. So
I showed it to my kids as well.
See, I bet they loved it.
Yeah, no, it's a really impressive performance. Like Matt Damon is acting for almost the entirety of that movie by himself.
Yep.
Not easy to do. And to keep it engaging, a single person in most shots. Obviously, like they cut to other things going on in the world to get it back, the space travel and all that. Now, like I'll probably like it feels like, and I can say this because it's already proven to be true. Like a movie that I will rewatch a lot, and that's like First Man I've seen a couple of times. Interstellar certainly watch again. There were other movies I thought about, like things like Moon or Gravity or Sunshine. It's like I've literally only watched those once, so I gotta like they were good.
Well, I can since that was your number 1, I can inform you that Project Hail Mary is on the way, and like the entirety of my family, except for me, has read that book and fucking loved it. It's by the same guy that did The Martian, and they're making a movie out of that one too. So
sweet. Yeah,
be prepared. Supposedly it's amazing stuff. At some point I'll probably get to read it. Like so anyway, my number 1, I went back to books again, and The End of Everything by Katie Mack is similar to Brief History of Time, and it's just like the science communicated very well, and it's fucking cool. And she goes through different theories of how the universe could end, and it's presented in a way that it's like astrophysics shit can get really mind-bending, but she does as much as she can to, dumb it down for the crowd that was like interested in this stuff, but obviously did not devote their entire career to studying astrophysics. So highly recommend that one, The End of Everything by Katie Mack. So if you're into that sort of shit, read her book. It's good.
Did you read The Martian?
I did not, actually. No, I don't read much fiction. I really just read nonfiction stuff. So yes, I did also hear The Martian was really good. So
I think also like the movie. I think The Martian as the movie is very much dad movie coded, which is perfect. That it's on both of our lists.
Yeah, exactly. We are who we are, Andy.
Man, look, man. What they don't tell you is it's fine. Get old and get comfortable with your skin and all of that. Hey, people are like, oh, you're getting old. Yeah, man, I'm old. That's great.
Rules. Yeah.
I have no desire to get back. I mean, like my knee is sore a lot lately because of like basketball. Like I'm not doing anything cool. Like literally just like running.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I don't think I got it. Like those parts aren't cool, but like to be removed from all of like the pressures and oh, I'm a young man and I gotta do stuff.
Don't care about your shit anymore.
Testosterone. I was like, nah, man, I'm cool. I wear sweatpants most of the time. Everything's fine.
Yep.
And I make more money now than I used to. Like there are being old isn't so bad just yet.
Yeah. See, craft dinner is now a choice for you. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I'm eating this because I want to now.
Right.
So-
I have money to buy better, but why?
But yeah, but if this is, in this case, I want to eat it, so I'm going to.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's good. I think there, at least one commenter is like, I'm going to do space facts, whether that's your list or not. Please, absolutely.
Hit me
Share
up.
your space facts. Share your space travel, narratives that you like. If you want to pick some songs, cool. However you want. Video games, this one's pretty wide open. Absolutely do that on our website, purplerockpodcast.com. You could send us a note via fan mail.
Yeah.
Just a link on the show. We'll click
Hey,
note on that. Shout out to the person who told me that there's a good chicken parm sandwich at the airport in Calgary.
Yeah. Look at the people looking out for us. Good
Yeah.
on them.
I got a domestic flight coming up in January and an international in March, so I will try.
Oh,
So they did not tell me which one. They did say it's past security, so I'd need to be on a flight, but I have a couple of them coming up.
I'm going to say, I feel like, you can figure it out, of the options
look it
once
up?
you get past security.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only going to be so many.
Unless it's only U.S., because I am not flying to the U.S. possibly
Ooh.
ever again. But I feel like...
Why? Is this something happening here?
Yeah. It's just only but so much fun on your vacation to see strangers rounded up in the streets. Who could be you? Because you do not live there.
Right.
I mean, probably not. I'm not going to put too much on myself. But yeah, it's so fun that we can laugh and joke about these things.
We also got a reader comment, text, whatever, fan mail. That's what they're called. And someone was like, I saw a bird. No, listen, that shtick has been taken by our snake texter. Let that person have their W. That was an amazing gimmick. All props.
Paid
to that person.
off.
That's what I'm saying.
Multi-season arc.
Yes. It can't be topped. Don't try to tell me you saw a bird. I'm not interested. No. Get your own gimmick. Not seeing a bird. There we go.
All
That's a specific comment to that one listener. Aim higher is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, spread conspiracy theories. You can something. There's got to be.
Exactly.
I mean, that lane has also kind of been taken, but there's room.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to everybody who'll be celebrating at Thanksgiving when we next record this.
Sure. Which I guess theoretically could be me. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll probably have eaten by the time we talk.
Sure. Yeah, we tend to do this late enough that it's probably fine.
Hopefully you don't fall asleep.
All right. And I don't think there's anything else. Andy, what should we do?
Hit the music.
This is the copyright free